Nijisanji stocks are an all-time low right now, as well as Elira is kind of running scared. She is very scared of other people saying things in her chat. She's put it into a special mode for her comeback stream, and much, much more news on this VTuber news segment. Alright everybody, Elira is scared. Elira is very scared in the live that she's about to have. This is something that people saw in the live that she's having, in her comment section at least. And she first turned on the subscriber mode for 5 weeks, and then she turned on the subscriber mode for 13 weeks. So you can't suddenly subscribe and then be able to talk. The only way you can talk is if you've been a subscriber of hers for over 3 months. So she is really, really, really scared of what may come. She's trying to protect herself. That doesn't mean that people won't be using super chats to say things, because people are dumb and they'll be using super chats, which gives them money. I mean, if you're gonna do that, don't do that, number one. But if you're gonna do that, use the Argentinian peso, because you can get like an Aka super for like 12 bucks or something. Use that. Bruh. If you want to actually do something like that to them, do that. You know, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. Don't give them views. Yeah, absolutely don't give them views. I mean, that's what I prefer. Don't give them views. Probably going to be really depressing. I imagine more often than not, she's going to be talking about herself. Jesus, I don't know, guys. The girls, at least she had the courage to slither back. What she did, our glorious bird. Yeah, this is not going to go well. This is absolutely not going to go well. It already looks bad for her, and it's not going to go well in any way. As we all know, Nijisanji stock has not been doing well. Things have not been going well for Nijisanji overall, but the stock is what Nijisanji really cares about, because investors is what Nijisanji really cares about, and the investors care about money. Of course, they're going to care about money because they're investing into a corporation. So right now, as you can see, it dropped 4%, which is 104 yen, as of the closing of the market. So stock has had a very negligible downward trend this week. Yes, they're showing the weekly trend, which is this, of course, which is the best way to see how a stock is actually doing, is going by the weekly, because the day by day it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. But weekly is what you have to look at. Weekly, monthly, etc. You get to see, it used to be above 2,500. Now it's staying below 2,400. At least in the past couple days, it's been doing that. So that is negligible by Tazumi's standards, at least what he's trying to say it will be. But it is not anywhere near negligible, of course, because like I said, the lower it goes, the more that investors freak out. The more investors freak out, the worse it gets for Nijisanji. Stockholders are trying to get out as fast as they can before it drops even further to reduce their losses, but since so many are selling, it keeps closing, preventing further drops for the day. Because what is happening is, I'm pretty sure some protections are in place in the Japanese stock market. Some stock markets have those protections in place. Others just let the free market decide, but if I'm not mistaken, the Japanese stock market is one of those that has protections in place that prevents it from getting too low. Now, the too low thing is going to, of course, be an issue for everybody, because anybody who wants to get out won't be able to get out fully if they close the selling portion of it. This, of course, causes even more to see that a lot of them are selling and will still try to sell ASAP to cut their losses. We shall see how far it will drop in the end. Heck, I don't know how much about stock, but even then, I can see the stock is in the Esser when it drops over 30% over the course of 2 to 3 months. On the 5th of February, any color stock was 38.20. Now it's 23.23. So the selen tatsuki thing was, of course, very negligible on the end of Nijisanji. Of course, very negligible. It will eventually rise again. It's just a matter of whether it will ever reach what it was before the entire S show, which is honestly doubtful would be for a long time, if ever. The people waiting to see if quarter 4 report in July, I expect it will be a downward trend the whole time until like maybe they get better numbers on quarter 4, honestly. That's probably what's going to happen. Two things are likely to happen with the buybacks. Either someone buys back with the intent of taking over any color, or some risky pump and dump bro will be willing to buy a lion's share of lows. The long con is selling it when it stabilizes. But both of these buybacks are actually blocked by any color itself. The company name is below the gutters, but to own the company, what for? The IPs in Niji are useless without the people that already left, and the ones that are still in are either trying to get out or can't get out because their names are also in the same place as the company. Might as well start from scratch rather than getting a burning house. Buyback to drop a huge bag. Even if one buys the lion's share, it is doubtful it could inspire others to stay, much less starting a rally, because the company is still shooting itself in the foot on a consistent basis. Even if gambling have odds, and when the table is actively thumbing the odds against you, it's hardly called a gamble. Absolutely. If cover stock is also being dragged down, but not hard because they're in the same industry, I honestly don't think any cover stock is dropping because they're in the same industry, unless it becomes a large industry trend of everybody's stock dropping because Nijisanji is making VTubers look bad, that kind of stuff. Then yes, you can kind of say that Nijisanji is dropping others along with it. I don't think so for now. Cover had unfortunate timing of the quarter 3 report, publishing days after Selen incident, and they missed revenue targets for the quarter, causing their stock to fall down. Any color still fell hardest. I think investors as a whole just see VTubing as an industry that isn't worth investing anymore. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if that's actually true. Then again, I shouldn't focus much on this kind of thing. Stuff like that should be looked at in the long term, especially with volatile things like VTubing. Should be looked at in the long term. That's why the 5-day thing is one thing that's better than just the 1-day thing. Conclusion is that any color stock will remain either stagnant or has some short bursts of growth before it falls back down. Cover will also get dragged into it because they're in the same industry, and investor behavior is something I can't and won't be able to understand for now. No one can understand it. I mean, people pay thousands, like companies pay thousands to try to understand investors in some way, shape, or form, but they never will. And here's a side-by-side look of cover and any color. They all tend to go the same way. Cover is the yellow, and any color is around here, so they stay around the same. So that, if you take a look at that, it might be showing that they are similar in the way that they do their things, and similar in the way that they go up and down alike. We'll see how long the trend continues in the long run. Cover stocks are up 49.2%. While any colors are down 17.7%. Compared to stock prices on October 13th, cover is down 23, and any colors down 31, and the Nikkei is up 22. So it's not because the Nikkei is down. Any color stock is down 28.6, covers up 51.9 since their IPO. But yeah, adjusting the date, you can frame it to say whatever you want, I guess. I mean, yeah, you can frame things to say whatever you want. But so far, I think cover's gonna improve. They broke through the floor. This is a long term one. This is like the long-term look. They have basically, the floor has been this line here. They've broken through it. Now they're below it, as you can see here. They're basically, they've hit the floor. They've stayed there. Cover Corporation is staying pretty high, and any color is staying kind of low. And Japan Nikkei index is going up. It's staying up. So that's the thing I wanted to show you, the extra bit I wanted to show you. Yeah, everybody's covering it. And it's going to stay low. I think it's going to stay low for the time being. But I'll always update you on this, and I'll always have you guys take a look at it. And a continuation of the stock drama. The stock bros on Twitter, talking about Nijisanji and its stock prices, this one at least, is Nijisanji on fire. The price has plummeted for 2 days in a row. Maybe the result of comments that belittle soccer fans. I guess belittle, not soccer fans. It's probably a bad translation there. It's probably belittle Nijisanji fans, probably. I don't want to have a company's image damaged. Although there was finally a slight increase, the company's overall value has fallen by several million yen. Yen, by the way, not $1 million, million yen. Those darn soccer fans. Was there a thing in soccer fans? Is a person confused with the whole Mirai and baseball fiasco? Probably referring to us as Americans. I think the poster of the tweet saw Americans as soccer fans. Ah, okay. Well, they couldn't be further from the truth. Americans aren't soccer fans. Well, there are a couple of Americans that are soccer fans, but the Europeans are way more soccer fans than Americans. Americans are like baseball and like football. And we do like soccer. We definitely do like soccer. But that only started happening after the World Cup. Before that, there wasn't really a big soccer thing. The World Cup happened over here in the US, I think in like 94 or something like that. So after that, the soccer boom kind of happened over here in the US. So yeah, Japan sees us as soccer fans, I guess. Talking about US football fans, not basketball or NFL. Absolutely no clue. This is a collab in Nijisanji JP with J1 League, top tier league in Japan, analogous to the Premier League in England, etc., etc. League did a collab with Love Live, and their merch sold out like hotcakes. Didn't get any because most of the J1 League merch do not have merch overseas. And someone posted on Twitter comparing about the J1 League and the Football Association teams. All these. Nijisanji and their livers like subscriber counts and CCV. Oh, so someone compared soccer with Nijisanji, which is strange. And then commenting J1 League is supposed to bow down to Nijisanji's whims. Incited a lot of anger among J1 League fans. Looking at translations and using the very basic Japanese to look in comments. Seems that the perpetrator is a Hololive fan and anti-Niji. Tried to incite anger in order to pull Nijisanji down. Ends up creating social media war between football fans and VTuber fans. Lovely! That's why you don't do these hate campaigns. You don't do hate campaigns for that same reason. It's all based on translation and my own interpretation, so if there's any correction, simply below. TLDR, S show. See what someone else has to say. Nijisanji is hiring a content supervisor for peanuts. Must be students. Pretty much sums up the problem. The management isn't doing anything. Their fiduciary duty is shareholders. It's an S show. It's definitely an S show. Nijisanji is hiring another labor person for quality control. They have to be bilingual, they have to be an undergrad or a graduate until 2026. So basically someone that is working towards graduating from either bachelor's, master's, whatever. Basically 20 years old or around there. Minimum wage, 66 hours a week. Probably not responsible, probably a response to the congratulations fiasco. They're not beating with the wage slavery allegations. They really aren't. It's minimum wage like $7.26 an hour, about 66 hours a week, or at least be available to work 66 hours a week if need be. That's a lot, man. That's not good. And here's the any color thing, the actual part of it. Translating the post, it says, any color is currently recruiting for the following part-time jobs. Please check the details in the following page to apply. Supervisory part-time, English supervisory part-time. So it says the offer is not available to working adults, so people who know what they're worth, or those under high school age, which is probably illegal in Japan to have anyone under high school age. You know, laws and such. Of course, Nijisanji wants to follow laws and such. How the hell can you study and spend 66 hours a week working? It might be 5 hours a day, or 20 hours a week in the 10 to 21 time slot, but still, I think that knowing Nijisanji, they're probably going to push you to have 40, 50, 60 hours a week. They are a black company, and black companies do that. They make you work as hard as possible. When you are salaried, they make you work as hard as possible because they try to get every last dime from you. If you are a contractor and you make your own hours, then they can't do that. But if you are an employee, they sure as hell are going to try to make you work 60 hours a week. Basically, it reads Mondays through Fridays, but Saturdays are not exempt should they need you exceptionally. Like, should there be an exception about that? Essentially, a way to hire you for 6 days a week without explicitly telling you to, or breaking the law. It says working hours 10 to 2100, 5 or more hours a day, 20 more hours a week. It says Google ain't very good for business stuff, and the listing has labor jargon precisely to mislead people. So this is to be misleading. It is absolutely to be misleading. This is something that they're doing on purpose, something that they're doing maliciously. It's insane and pretty exploitative. Not uncommon for any color. The recent managers were the same. Their lawyers are mostly green. Hire people without experience so you can exploit them. That's what they do. Hire people who are too low on the totem pole, too new to this whole thing to have any clue about what's happening and any clue how to defend themselves. The post is misleading to the point of being malicious misinformation. The part-time job is for like 5 hours a day that allows you to come in any time during office hours, which gives people flexibility to work around their schedule or another job. And they're looking for people to work 3 days a week if possible, but that's negotiable during hiring. More or less, the key part here is we can call you exceptionally within the 11-hour quota. So basically, you're on call for 11 hours. You can work around 5 hours a day, but you are on call for 11 hours, which is horrible. That's not cool. Being on call, over here in the US, when you're on call like that, you have to get paid. At least in my state, where I live in California, if you are on call, anytime you're on call, the hours that you are on call, even if you're not working, you are technically being paid because you're technically available to work at those times. So you have to get paid. Your wage, your quota, which is on the English hiring, which they mean is you can have other jobs, but we can kick you out should we need you immediately and you're unable to respond. The entire thing is made of labor jargon. They fired someone for the typo to prove they listened to their audience, probably. And here's more things. 11.13 an hour is about 7.26 an hour. That's even lower than the minimum wage in my state. The minimum wage in my state is something like $10 or $11 an hour, and for some workers it's like $20 an hour. So yeah, it's even lower for that. Damn. More than money aside, how the F are you about it? It's supposed to be an effing student and a supervisor in your contacts. Yeah, your contents. I know that we need youth and young people to catch up with the trends and all, but I don't entrust a multi-million-dollar business on some freshly out-of-school students. Exactly. Student or not, anyone required to be somewhat bilingual for a job should be on a lot more than minimum wage. Absolutely. I agree with that part. How can a content supervisor be a mere student? Livers will just ignore that poor kid. Maybe supervisor isn't the best translation. The job description is so broad and vague, it makes you wonder. It says, business content, we will entrust you with content supervision and support work so your employees and affiliated talents can perform to the best of their ability. Based on the quality checker work supervision standards manual, you will be responsible for double checking the quality of all content released by Nijisanji before release. The contents range from videos, illustrations, voices, goods, designs, etc. Other support duties you may be responsible for, some light work such as planners, support, other organizing company goods, shipping goods, and the live manufacturer you belong to. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. That's what they're doing. Basically, business content, affiliated talents demonstrate their maximum performance. Currently, you will be responsible for checking the consistency of video content, voice, and goods. So you still have a lot of stuff to do in this one. I don't get how they think people are going to be able to have a life and do this. It's just exploitative. A little bit of meme time, as I always do a little bit of meme time occasionally on these things. Here is a lovely meme. How the turns of table this year, damn corrected. Okay, I hope your Oshi graduates from Nijisanji before 2024, before February 2024. It was bad. It was bad to say that. It was like, oh my God. Like, oh, I hope not. After February 2024, it's like, hell yeah. I hope they do. Because like freaking, this is a black company. This is a bad company. This is a, whatever you want to call it. I call it black company because it's just, it is horrible. It is horrible. Hate to say it, but it should be mid-2023, not this year. I guess because it's 2023 and now we've gone from, yeah, man, that would be nice to please God, I beg you, release them from the suffering. That's how I feel. Release them from the suffering. Because especially what we're finding out now through leaks, through other things, is that they don't give a gosh darn about their livers. They don't give a gosh darn about anything. They really don't care. Like, they could care less. As long as they're getting money, they could care less. So I could care less about them getting money. I want those people to be gone in the sense of like have a made mint situation, have a dokibird situation where they actually get to enjoy their time and enjoy their community and do what they want to do. Okay, this is just dumb. This is just, oh my God. I took a look at this, and this is why I'm making this part of the video. I took a look at it and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Because the quality of the merchandise, holy crap. That looks like a handicraft. That looks like someone like okay, I'm not saying anything bad about Etsy. This is like a $5 thing you can get on Etsy. Maybe $10. Maybe like $5 to $7. Because, you know, the chain in the back, that type of thing. But this looks like a handicraft. This looks like something someone made. Like an independent VTuber would make something like this. What I mean by that is this is not the quality you expect from a multi-million-dollar corporation. This is the quality you expect from someone who is, of course, trying their best, doing what they can. But like me, an independent VTuber, this is something like I would make or I would have offered because I don't have the money to pay someone $20-30 to do like a whole lot of amazing things, like $20-30 each, like for doing a whole run of 100, have $1,000, a couple $1,000. But even Etsy things, honestly, even Etsy things would be better than this. Honestly, I've seen tons of better things than on Etsy than this. I've seen tons of better things from independent VTubers than this. This is like something that like maybe my nephew would make. Honestly, this is just bad. Like, at least use better materials, use something looking better. It's like, what the heck, man? That looks like it doesn't cost more than $2. Yeah, like something you probably get from like Alibaba from China or AliExpress from China. Wait, that's it? Just a choker? For the moment there, I thought it was Bibu's crown. You know why Bibu's bald? Graphic design is their passion, of course. I refuse to tolerate this, knowing Doki shared the story about fighting to make her merch affordable for her fans. Indefensible. $16 for that. Why would anyone buy it? Because, of course, they want to support Nijisanji. And I mean, you support whoever you want to support, but I don't think it's worth it. I could buy that on eBay and Etsy for $2, exactly. Or maybe AliExpress. Price markup is nuts. This looks like something a fan could make and sell for several dollars at a con. Quick, we need something to make quality merchandise. Fans, your ideas. Well, this is some random crap I bought in a 100 yen shop. Great, we need our supply chain. That's the thing, man. It seems like it seems wrong to say it because it seems like you're dissing people, but no, I'm not dissing anybody who like, I can't even, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I can't even make something like this. It would take me days to probably try to make something like this. But this is mass produced, by the way. This is mass produced. So they're still getting it by pennies on the dollar. And they're still making crap like this. It just doesn't make sense. The material doesn't have to look cool on the model, just will break in 1 to 2 days. Exactly, the materials used are crap. It's like basically like probably 20 cents that they're paying for each one of them. And they're getting, you know, they're getting a lot of return on it. That's just wrong, man. I just don't like that. Like, even independent artists are way better than that. I've seen tons of better things for cheaper on Etsy. I've seen some amazing things for like $5 on Etsy. Seriously, Jesus. Nijisanji does really seem to have a caste system, a caste or clique system, and rules to abide by. And this is what this person says, and I tend to agree. Hololive's Roboko-san was just awarded the gold play button because she got over 1 million subscribers. She debuted in March 2018, seems to have been a humble presence in the context of classic VTuber. But as we all know, she has grown in Hololive environment and is performing great in collaborations and the fest. 6 years to get the gold button, it is well deserved and shows an environment where both old and newcomers can grow. It took her 2,226 days for to get that, and most of the JP livers from Roboko-san's debut year are sinking, with no growth registrations and no one knowing about them abroad. Some of them have even less than 100 CCVs. The Niji JP livers, who were more popular than Roboko-san at the time, and were darlings of much smaller early JP VTuber industry, included Elu, Shibuya, Hajime, Shizuku-rin, Suzuya Aki, Moira, Suzuka Utako, Ienaga Mugu, Ushiumi Ichigo, Yuhiriru, Mononobe Arisu, Sasaki Saku Ushimi Ichigo, Yuhi, Mononobe Arisu, Sasaki Saku, etc. You probably don't know almost all of them, as they're unknown because they're not unknown even amongst the registered users. You probably don't even know most of all of them because they are now left in the lower ranks of both subscribers and CCVs, which sucks. As a company, you should do what Hololive did with Roboco, what Hololive did with Sora, what Hololive did with Suisei, and with Miko. They were small numbers before, but they kept supporting them more and more and more and more, and they eventually got big. Incidentally, Yamiyono Morudu, who reincarnated as Himemori Luna, Morudu had a really bad situation in there. I keep mentioning it, and it really sucks. The fact that, I'll mention it again, because it's very important, to show the difference between Nijisanji and what she is now as Luna in Hololive. Nijisanji, she was mistreated for her, she was basically shunned because of her voice. She was said, people were telling her that she was doing that voice because she wanted to get popular with guys, etc. She was shunned at her graduation, where she had an open VC. No one came to her open VC. She was left crying in front of her audience. Because she was eating ramen, she wanted to enjoy, reading ramen and having chats with other people in Nijisanji and such like that. No one came. She was left crying and sobbing on her stream. Showed that no one cared. Showed that she was shunned by the clique or the caste system. As Luna, she was taken in. She was loved by her friends, loved by people around her, loved by Subaru and others. She is the princess, the pink-haired princess of Hololive right now, who plays the keyboard and does a lot of nanora and na and all that kind of stuff. She's beloved now, which she deserves. And Yuki Chihiro, reincarnated as Aoi Sakura, also debuted during this period. Why is JP Niji Livers, which has Roboco-san now failing even without building resurgence? It's the ugly caste system that has matured through Niji, in addition to any color's attitude of just letting the livers stream and taking their profits without educating them. At agencies other than Niji, it is generally the norm for senior and junior staff to collaborate with each other as colleagues of the same company, without distinction. It is also said that as an agency developed, the members became closer and closer and the caste system disappeared. In fact, there was a time when Hololive was ridiculed as a GIS Live, ironic that the members did not get along with each other in its early days, but such a thing would be hard to believe nowadays. Yeah, back then, it was just different. Everything was just very different. Hololive was being criticized for a lot of things. They did a lot of things wrong, but they've gotten better. They've actually shown improvement. However, Nijisanji's caste system has been endlessly reinforced to this day. You cannot easily collaborate with Senpai and is bashed by the vicious fans of Senpai's Liver if he breaks Senpai's Minecraft buildings or opens his chest. That used to be a thing for Hololive as well, but now pretty much people love the chaos, love the stealing, love all that kind of stuff. Therefore, lower level livers only collaborate with lower level livers, and higher level livers only collaborate with higher level livers. I always hang out with the same winners. Liz Hestia, for example, only associates with Anji Katrina, and Inoue Toko and Tsukuni Mito are derided as public servants. The fact that Himemori Luna was seriously surprised that she was allowed to open the Minecraft chest freely after the Hololive debut confirms how ugly Nijisanji's cast is. So Himemori Luna, who was Morudu in the past, was actually surprised that no one got angry that they opened up someone else's chest. Because people are just like, hey, it's there, as long as you don't steal everything, it's all good. And even if you take something, they know that they're going to be giving it back, and they know they're going to be giving back more. That's what they always do. Pekora and others, they take stuff, but then they give diamonds in return, And all the stuff the cast is also exported to Niji En, evident with Elira's attitude in her treatment of Selen. Tsukino Mito has in the past made the statement that others in the group are not my friends, and denied any unity within the group. The statement conclusively established that she could not be an icon of the agency like Hololive's Tokino Sora or Vispo's Kaga sisters, and promoted Niji as a free hand for the ugly cast of Niji's sisters. Today's Niji disaster is not only a result of any color's yacht managers, but also the result of a temporary fever that has caused them to retreat inwardly. Not studying because of their egotism. Yeah, Holo's social program seems sort of rigid, but no real caste system when it actually invited on something outside of the groups. There's no issue with popular hanging out with not popular. Like Sakura viewing that Roboco and Ayame arranged to have Miyu and Aki with. Aki and Roboco are some of the less known Hololive members, with the latter being oft mistaken for an indie. But as Roboco got closer and started getting a few more gigs than usual, Miyu and Ayame are decently well known in the West and very popular in Japan. Hololive is nothing to keep talent down or in their place, so with enough effort and time, anyone can climb their way out. Miko and Suisei, two of Hololive's superstars, had very humble beginnings. Suisei hasn't forgotten, as she occasionally does things to try to raise others up, like a Hoshimatic project, rather than a wide mix of popularity levels. Something tells me Niji's big names don't do that sort of thing much. Yeah, so far it just seems that way. They don't have that. Hoshikawa is one liver that admired a lot because she said at one point that her genmates are precious for her, even when she didn't invite for solo live. She invited them a lot for her 3D. For context, Hoshikawa is almost 3 to 4 times more popular than 2 of her other genmates. I also might overthink about this, but whenever Niji livers collab with Holo talents, Holo always compliments Niji for having lots of members, so they can freely schedule collabs. Holo talents are hella busy, so it's hard to collab. But Niji livers' responses are usually our awkward laugh, and they don't confirm this as one of their big advantages, which means the reason behind the difficult time to set up collab in Niji might be the Caste clique theory you mentioned. Again, this is overinterpretation from me, but it's also weird. Yeah, it might be overinterpretations, but it's also, it could make sense. It's a caste system, it's a click system, it really seems to be the case. VTuber news, in this case, is Hakuja of Virtualreal, Any Color Bilibili's joint project, is graduating on April 30th. So this is Virtualreal, which is the Bilibili project that Any Color is a part of. They're graduating. There's a piece of graduation announcement. Hey, this is Hakuja, the snake assassin from Virtualreal. I'm going to read everything. 3 years ago, I came here for a mission. You know what I say, my friend, this is a really magical place. That's why I stayed behind. Over the past 3 years, we have lots of precious memories. I've been very happy during this period because I don't have to pretend to be cold-blooded anymore. There's no target here. I can confidently laugh. I really hope that time can be stagnated. However, the crisis of Mirror Town has not yet subsided, and the arrival of a mission email has forced me to temporarily put aside a long-awaited stability. I will officially graduate from Virtualreal on April 30th, 2024, and the graduation stream will be held on 20 o'clock, which is 8 p.m., on the evening of April 30th. Say goodbye to everyone on my birthday and start a new journey. Do you remember that the distance from the forest to Mirror Town was quite far? We've traveled many times together, we played games, traveled, adventured together, explored countless virtual worlds, and left unforgettable memories together. In the past 3 years, we have all changed a lot. Hakame has grown taller, Hachibun's tail has grown longer, and of course, I'm still alive. And for you, my hack synths, I wish you can get whatever you want and meet whoever you love. In the next 10 days, I will try my best to stream more, and in the end, let's raise a toast to our separate ways. And just like always, approach to the real self. The snake seemed to have a dream in which I did not become the ultimate winner. However, my hack synths, I hope that you can all become a winner. Good luck. And of course, people saying, it's sad news, but best for your future, hoping the best for you. I do hope the best for them, whether they were part of Virtualreal or not. I do hope the best for them. I do hope that they have success in their future endeavors. I hope that now that they're out of the Bilibili thingy, they are going to be doing better for themselves. So Virtualreal and Nijisanji are so separate that their only relationship is the Virtualreal is using Niji's live 2D programs and can receive technical support for them if needed. In return, Virtualreal works as a gateway for Niji to operate in China. It is from the wiki page about Virtualreal. Company created as a joint venture between Bilibili and Anycolor. It comprises 3 groups: Virtualreal Project, Virtualreal Star, and Virtualreal Link. The project is the main company, while the other 2 groups are partnership programs with independent VUPs. Due to this relationship, Virtualreal members may stream with Nijisanji app, receive technical support from Anycolor, and are occasionally invited to collaboration with members of Anycolor. So while it is still sad news that one is graduating, it doesn't really have anything to do with Nijisanji, as they are separate from each other. Let's see, not 100% on this since they only remember from a long time ago, saying the Virtualreal treats and supports their talents really well, supposedly. I heard the opposite, I don't remember where I heard it. I know nothing about this guy, but I admire the dedication to the kayfabe. Hope he goes on to better and brighter things. Hope they do go to better and brighter things, absolutely. That's what you always should hope for every VTuber. That is all for right now. Of course, comment, like, and subscribe down below. Thank you for being here. Of course, I love having the conversations with you guys. I love having these things with you guys. And I do appreciate it whenever you guys do comment. Take a look at my description for my socials. There's a Discord, there's Twitter, there's other places that you can check me out, Twitch, etc. And also check on your screen right now, because there might be a video that you might enjoy. Thank you.